Just participate in the roll call. We'll start it to my far right.
Maylide Holmes. Linda Barr Williams.
Gerard Moultrie.
Thomas Porter.
And your chair, Douglas Hawkins. We determined that a quorum is present. Those staff members, would you please let us know who you are who are here today?
I'm Alfonso Bradley.
Jennifer Manning, Deputy Director.
Casey Morris, HR Administrator.
Shayna Sullivan, Executive Assistant.
Okay. And our guest who's here?
Matthew Mitchell, Gibraltar Construction.
Mike Ross, Gibraltar Construction.
Brandon Ross, Gibraltar Construction.
And our media?
Seth Taylor, Professor Career.
Okay. And we have a member of Florence's finest, law enforcement officer. What's your name?
Oscar Merchant.
Okay. All right. May we have prayer, please? Reverend Moultrie.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for another opportunity that you've allowed us to assemble together. Now, God, I ask that you be with us as we conduct the business of the Housing Authority. Amen.
Amen. Okay. With the approval of the agenda, I think that there's some matters that that the agenda needed to be amended. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you go ahead and put those items out here?
I would like to make a motion to be added to the agenda to be placed on the Palmetto Board.
I didn't understand. You said what now? To be?
I want to add to the agenda to be an item to be placed on the Palmetto Board.
Item to be placed on the.
You want to be placed on?
Yes, me personally, Commissioner Moultrie.
Okay. Okay, we will add that for a discussion because I think that we have a member. Well, we'll okay. That'll be new business. Is there any objection to this item being added to the agenda? Any objection? Okay. All right. It will be added. All right. Is there anyone from public participation this morning?
Gibraltar.
Okay. All right.
I can stand.
You can stand and you have between 3 to 5 minutes, please.
I did speak with Dr. Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Gentlemen. I talked to Dr. Bradley this morning for a few minutes before the board meeting, and we are asking for the board, their attorney, and our legal representative to sit down in, I don't want to say pre-litigation mediation, to go over our two contracts with the Housing Authority of Charlotte and Florence as quickly as possible. That's about all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
We thank you so very much, and we will discuss that further. Can that be? Does any board member have an issue with that being added to? Well, we need to go into. We will hear a report on that from this in our executive session, and we'll go from there. Okay. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
For that, and that will be taken under advisement. And thank you for coming to make that request. Okay. May we have approval of our minutes? Chair will accept a motion to approve our minutes from October 17th.
Linda Barr Williams move that we approve the minutes from October 17th.
Gerard Moultrie, second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we approve the minutes from our last meeting, October the 17th. Excuse me. Let's do it in one. October 17th and October 31st?
October 17th and the 31st.
Okay.
Yes.
You seconded?
Second.
Okay. It has been moved and properly seconded that we approve the minutes from October the 17th and October the 31st. All of those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option. It is so ordered. Is there any unfinished business?
Yes, Brother Chair, we have, it is to my understanding of the board, we have asked the attorney to, certainly, we did a forensic audit. I think the public is entitled to know what is in this forensic audit. And so the board have asked, and I think at this time, the unfinished business is we need to, of course, have the attorney to release this, as well as us let the public know what is going on. And also, there's question that I would like to discuss in executive session about getting a subpoena to unlock some devices, that electronic devices that have codes on it, that we've talked about it several times in executive session. And now, since nothing have happened in executive session, I'm bringing it to the board openly to say we need to release this forensic audit and also release it to SLED. Allow them, SLED has already been here. We need to give them a copy of it as well as give it to OIG so that we can move forward. If there needs to be criminal charges, then we need to proceed with those criminal charges. To include, and also I want to say, to include the sewer grant as well.
Okay, so you've heard the statement from Brother Moultrie on the unfinished business regarding the release of documents or the release of reports.
Mayor, this is Attorney Coker. I would advise the board that we discuss that in closed session as we are planning to do today. And so I would ask that the board patiently wait until we get into closed session to address that matter further so we can then fully respond.
All right. We will take that under advisement and we will discuss that in executive session at this particular time. Is there any other unfinished business? Any new business? We'll go to new business. Meeting procedure change. Members of the board, I have to say that I am remiss. I asked a request has come, and I've asked the executive director and his staff to kind of look at our procedures, especially about public participation. Had an opportunity to look at the county's procedure for public participation, and asked if we could kind of take that particular procedure and apply it to the housing authority. I'm trying to.
Is that this here?
Yeah, it's in the packet. Okay, it's in the packet. Has everybody had a chance to look at it? Or can you take
23.
Can you take a couple of minutes and look at it, and let's see if this is something that we can incorporate without.
I'm going to openly just object to that because as a policy, there might be some things in here that aren't in here that I or another commissioner might feel needs to be in here. And with the proper time, we might be able to address those things. But to just have this now and you're saying that you have someone else work on the policy when we should be setting the policy.
No, I'm saying, when I say somebody
Right,
work on the project,
right,
I'm just saying submit it.
Right.
Submit it to us. Just
Right.
Basically, the only thing that they did was change the wording so it would not say county council, it says
Right.
FA.
But you're asking if we will adopt this right now. And I'm saying I'm not gonna be ready to adopt this today, definitely not.
Okay. Anyone else? And basically what this does is that this gives us an opportunity to review any request to be heard before the board rather than it coming to the board. And we not know what individuals are going to speak about.
Brother Chair, I mean, I think this is a good idea, but I'd like to make a substitute motion, if I may, to table this till we get into executive session. There's a couple of things I, have some questions on.
Okay. Well, basically, that's not going to require a motion. So basically, we'll just move it to executive session. Okay. All right. Charge-offs.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have the vacant tenant balances charge-off for this quarter. For Griggs Avenue, charge-off balance is $3,203.81. For Lakota Crossing Apartments, it's $6,131.50. And for your public housing, it's $19,906.53.
I have a question. And I'm not gonna name it, but the number is F8029.09.
Commissioner Porter, what page are you on?
For the Housing Authority of Florence,
Yes,
public
I
housing.
see that one.
Okay.
What page is that?
It's page 24.
Thank you.
How did the balance reach that high?
I can't hear.
Basically, a lot of these balances that you see that are very excessive is when people are charged with retro rent. That means that it has come through a HUD secure website that they have been working and have not reported it to the agency.
Okay,
So we have the opportunity to go back and retro that account.
okay, and that's what most of these high
Yes.
figures are, retro. Okay. That was my only question.
Any other questions?
So you need a motion to charge these off?
Yes, sir.
All right. One thing that has come to the attention of the board is that before this report is placed within the minutes,
Okay.
that I don't mind that we remove the names and addresses. Okay. So with that change,
Wait, Ms. Manning, it kind of so the public would know, what does charge off mean?
You follow me?
It means that it's taken
Patricia
out
Washington.
the housing authority, off the housing authority,
$51.
and we can actually go to debt set off or gear to actually recoup the money when people file their taxes.
I would say table
Okay.
it to next month.
All right, thank you.
What happens if we table this?
Good.
We don't meet next month. That's right. We gotta eat next month.
I think so.
If you approve this, and the media asks for this, say this lady Patricia, they can put that lady name in the newspaper, she owed $51. That's a HUD violation. We can, if you approve this, you have to give it to them. We can approve the charge off.
Charge off amount.
And,
Say too much charge off amount.
you approve what's in the packet. If you approve what's in this packet, the media has a right to know what is in this packet through a FOIA request. You can't approve something and then move it from a FOIA request.
But you don't have to charge off the weight then.
You follow me? You can't approve something and then you approve this and the media asks you for it in a FOIA request. You have to give them that.
Or we can have calls, special call meeting and do it then.
So we got to-
I make a motion that we table this until we get an executive session for further discussion.
I second that motion.
Okay, it has been moved and properly seconded that this particular report be tabled until we can get into the executive section. All of those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option. It is so ordered. Okay, the possibility of placing Brother Moultrie on the Palmetto Board is up for discussion.
I mean, I don't know what there is to discuss. Do we have the ability to appoint another commissioner? I think we do. That's the only question. If we do, then there should be a.
Aren't you already?
Right, so the question is, how many commissioners can we have on the board? Is it more than one, isn't it?
I don't know the answer to that one. And I
Four is the
think,
number. We can have up to 4.
So who's on?
where is that? Where is,
Right, we have that.
Always had 4, but let's see who's on the
Okay.
committee.
Well, Monica was on it.
Monica was on it.
I'm
Monica's
going,
not a
and I'm
commissioner.
gonna come off.
But see, but neither you or Monica are commissioners.
Now, that's why that's why I'm gonna come off.
No, but see, but you can
You
come
got
off.
it.
But
The
you,
board.
The board, but you'll always be the,
Yeah.
right,
The secretary.
Right.
So, I mean.
So it's only who not for just you and
just him.
that's it.
Oh, so that should be, I mean, well,
I don't
know,
see
I mean-
nothing wrong with him being on there if it's just one other commissioner, and we had 4. I think we need to fill those other 4 slots also,
Because,
slots to make 4 even.
because their bylaw says that, that the director of finance
And he,
and the AD, but see, but
Discussion.
yeah.
And here's my discussion, Brother Chair. The Director of Finance is a staff. The Executive Director is a staff. They can't be staff members and board members. So now, even though we've done this in the past and it was wrong, we can't continue to do wrong. We have 4 seats on that board, and I would like to be on one of those seats.
I would like to say this, barring any restrictions or, if it can be done, I say let's do it. If we need to have a discussion in executive session to look over the bylaws and figure it out, but anything short of that, I don't see why we went into it,
I don't see, I just want to be right in what we do,
Right,
rather than,
definitely.
that's the only thing. I just want to be right in what we do. Do we have a copy of the
Call the
bylaws?
order. I'm calling the order. You can't chair the meeting and discuss the meeting. There's a motion on the floor, we need to vote. It's
I
not
haven't heard a motion.
Well, I made the motion to be placed on the board. There's a motion on the floor. You can't chair the meeting and discuss. If you want to relinquish the chair, you can relinquish the chair, and somebody else can chair, you can discuss. But you can't chair and make the discussion. There's a motion on the floor, there's discussion, and if we're going to discuss, you can discuss, but you can't chair and discuss.
I haven't heard the motion.
The motion was added for Commissioner Mochi to be placed on the Palmetto
Who made the
board.
motion?
I made the motion,
So you made the motion for yourself to be placed on there.
yes.
I haven't heard a second.
I would like to first discuss it in executive session so we can look at the bylaws and see, what that states, you know what I mean?
So they're two opposite things. Either there's a motion on the floor.
But Commissioner Moultrie's motion was on the floor first, so I guess I have to defer to that.
I second that motion, Linda Bar Williams.
So there's a motion on the floor to place Commissioner Moultrie on the board of the Palmetto Housing Authority. All of those in favor? All of those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option.
I'm going to abstain due to, not knowing what the policy should be.
Motion passes. Did you vote, Brother Moultrie?
I can't vote on the motion that I placed on the floor.
One, two.
2 yeas and 1 abstain.
That's not the majority.
2 is not the majority.
Because you got 4.
You can't vote. You're not a voting member unless you're a tie.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 1, 2.
I can't vote in a
And
motion.
I
that's
can't,
on the
and I
floor.
can't vote on a motion, and he abstained.
So I made the motion. I made the motion. I can't vote on the motion that I made. It's 2-1, so the motion passes.
I disagree with you, but if that's the way, board, that's how y'all see it?
With all due respect, Doug, you are the chair, so you have the right to make this decision right now.
One, 2, 1 abstain, 1 abstention, 4 members present.
Were the attorneys on the line?
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask the attorneys.
Jose,
Yes, I'm here.
point of order. Motion on the floor. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 members present, including chair. Motion has carried. The vote is 2 with 1 abstention, 1 abstained, and it is concerning a member, so 1 does not. Well, you basically have 2 abstentions. What is the rule?
So, who abstained?
Porter abstained, and Moultrie cannot vote on a motion concerning himself.
Yeah. Yeah, so then I guess the motion would die. I mean, it wouldn't pass. Because there's not a majority.
Okay. All right.
So I have a question then, because, okay, so the majority of the people that can vote, how many people can vote on that motion right there?
3.
3 people can vote on the motion.
Point of
People
order.
did vote.
Oh, point of order, 3 people did vote, because my vote is the vote. My vote is the vote with the motion. So when I made the motion, that's a vote.
Not necessarily.
Ask the attorneys, though. Ask the attorneys, that's what they're there for.
No, your motion, Commissioner Moultrie, was just the motion, and then the board takes action to vote. Because my understanding is you abstained from voting.
No, Porter abstained, I made the motion.
So the question is, can you make the motion and vote? That's the question to the attorney.
The question is, you can make the motion and then vote for it, but the problem is the question becomes, can you vote for yourself?
What's the answer?
Can he?
And I think that's the question that's being asked.
Yeah, he's voting for himself here. To appoint himself to the board, right? Do you get paid? Is there any financial gain by being put on this board?
No.
No.
Okay. Are there any benefits that you would receive by being on this board?
No.
No.
Yeah, then you can vote for yourself as long as there's no conflict.
Okay.
Well, then at this point, what can you do? Can you redo the vote, or how do you do that now?
We can give him an opportunity to vote.
Okay.
And I would poll, Ms. Sullivan, make sure we poll the board as to see who specifically voted yay, who voted nay, and who abstained, so the minutes are clear.
Okay. All right. Basically, what's going to happen is that we're going to retake the vote on this motion. So, Ms. Ladd, can you tell me how you would vote on this? Yay or nay?
I'm gonna vote yes.
Okay. Ms. Barr Williams?
Yay, Linda Barr Williams.
Brother Moultrie?
Yes.
Okay. And Brother Porter?
Abstain.
Okay. All right. The vote is 3 with 1 abstention, so therefore the motion carries.
Okay.
Now we'll deal with agency reports, please. Creekside?
Creekside report, 16 residents housed at temporary locations, 1 pending eviction, 54 residents relocated altogether, 31 transferred to another public housing unit, 23 were housed under the HCV program, 11 moved out of public housing all the way. We have 7 remaining residents for public housing, which we have 4 units. We're waiting to be completed. We have 9 remaining residents with vouchers. 4 of the 9 already have pre-location set up already. As units are made ready, we're offering them to the remaining residents in the hotels.
So that's leaving how many people? 5?
Well, when I made this report, there were 16 people altogether.
Right.
Yesterday, we moved someone into a public housing unit. Today, we're moving someone else into a public housing unit. And we're waiting on the 4 to relocate with the housing choice voucher.
Okay.
So then we'll have probably five left with the housing choice voucher.
Good.
And I think there's gonna be about 3 by the end of the month
Okay.
for public housing.
Great.
Okay. asset management?
Currently, we have 96.66% for public housing. Pelican House is 97.83%. Riggs Avenue is at 100%. Dakota Crossing is at 98.61%. And McGowan Commons is at 100% occupancy.
Contracts, maintenance?
Contracts, insurance projects, Churchill has one kitchen grease fire, is still pending. Construction contracts, Parkview completed elderly building roof replacement. Scattered sites currently replacing one roof, obtaining quotes for 3 floor replacements. Bridgeland currently working on floor, wall, and countertop replacement. Oakland Place currently replacing 3 roofs. Performing major landscape cleanup and renovations at 8 of our public housing sites. Completed this month was 15 apartment turnovers and make-readies. 11 were at Churchill, 2 were at Oakland, 1 scattered site, and 1 in Pamplico. Miscellaneous information on all sites and authorities. Agriculture, Engineering, and Development Services, Paces Preservation Partners, PPP currently working on 3 sites, 400 East Pine Street, McGowan, and 15 acres at Fairfield Circle. RFQ awarded to Cawthorne and Associates, reviewing draft of agreement. Air quality solicitation, mold, asbestos, lead paint, received 1 proposal from ABS Environmental, which is being reviewed.
Is it a,
Let me, on this miscellaneous information, the RFQ for PPP, that was actually done in like January so that all this is old information, even with Cawthorne and Associates. It was put on hold, I guess, when all the stuff started happening in the agency and stuff. Everything was just left there. I've been reviewing the documents from the past and all that stuff. So nothing has happened since with these awarded contracts since about January. So essentially they haven't done anything. And so I got to go back and we're going to have to probably rebid all this stuff.
Okay, you gonna rebid this?
Yeah, we have to because
Okay.
so much time has gone by.
Right,
And,
right.
these were, they went through the process of bidding it out and all that stuff, but it's old information. And as you know, it's been in the in the packet ever since probably January or something.
On the top of the next page, there's another RFQ.
I hear you.
Okay, yeah. On this RFQ on the next page, now that one isn't old. That's where we put bids out for RFQ for architecture and engineering company to determine what work needs to be done at Creekside. And we were waiting for the person who we offered the position to for facilities and maintenance to come in before we sat down, that person, myself, and Ms. Manning, and determine which company we were going to hire.
Right.
But unfortunately, the person who we had offered the job to, their existing company offered them more money to stay. So we lost out on that person. Okay, so we're going to move forward with people inside the agency to look over the RFQs that came in and determine which company we're going to use. And we're going to be doing that later this week. And then after that's done, and they go in and tell us what all work needs to be done and have the plans or whatever drawn, we're going to put out the bid for a company to actually go in and do the work. And of course, we're going to run those ads probably about 2 weeks because we're trying to get Creekside is I feel like mid-February, sometime in there. It shouldn't take long to get it done. So we've already been doing some work on it. I mean, cleaning out the outside. We're cleaning the building now, but we're not turning units or anything because when the work starts, they're gonna go in and they're gonna have to cut into walls and stuff like that to repair the plumbing. And so, we're doing some things already. And so when the work starts, we don't anticipate it taking all that long, a couple months maybe. And then we're gonna turn those units and we're gonna get our people back in there. That's 100 housing units that we're gonna make available to residents in Florence and outside in the other area. Of course, and as well as, that's our goal with all of our vacant units in MOD or in the contracts. We wanna make these units available to the residents. And when we get all of the vacant units we have up and running, we're talking almost 200 new units that's going to be available to residents in the early part of next year. And so that's where we're going.
Any questions?
No question. Sounds good.
And I also would like to give an update on, our maintenance and our outstanding work orders. Basically, our reports were looking as if there were so many outstanding work orders that were out there. Cause you know, when you hear people say we had 1,200, we had 1,500.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was when people transition from a job and say you have these work orders in your hand and you decide to leave the agency, they don't turn them in the way they're supposed to turn them in. So what happened was they couldn't be closed. So then maintenance that's here now had to actually go out and verify this work was done
Right.
and do a work order saying this work was done, completed, until we find, if we can find or reprint those original work orders.
Okay.
So currently we're down to 933 work orders. That's including 320 of them being preventive maintenance.
Thank you.
So what is the allotted time to close these work orders out?
Basically, we look to turn them in as soon as when the maintenance turn them into the foreman review them for accuracy. What happens, he turns them in, they're separated, they're sent to the different sites to be closed. Daily, work orders are being closed.
So what I'm saying though, doesn't HUD have a guideline to say, if you get this work order, you know, I understand they treat the emergency as emergency,
Right.
but they treat the other work orders, there's a time capsule on the work order to say, if someone calls in and says, hey, this electrical is not working, it may not be an emergency, but don't they have a timeline to say this needs to be closed?
When it comes to emergencies, it has to be abated within a certain period of time.
I understand
It has to be
emergency, but I'm talking
it has
about
to be
the
addressed.
non-emergencies.
Non-emergencies, with a regular routine work order, even with a MOR or HUD inspection, a lot of times you get 30 days to close those. But per agency, we don't want them open no longer than 5-7 days.
Okay.
30 days is the HUD guideline.
Yes. Yes. If they come in and do an inspection and we have to make repairs, we have to respond to them within 30 days. But if it's an emergency, we gotta have to make that response within 24 hours.
I get a lot of complaints from residents that non-emergency, but it conducive to their living conditions.
Right.
That just have not been, priority has not been taken care of. And site managers, this is what I'm being told. Site managers are not, I can't say they're not working with maintenance effectively, but the resident is still not satisfied or work has not been completed. So how is that?
Whenever that becomes an issue and there is a community manager or a site manager and the issue has not been addressed or that resident is not satisfied with what has been done, then I will request them to reach out and contact me, because then I can actually get with the foreman to find out what the problem is.
Okay, so site manager, resident has contacted me, resident has, went through chain of command with the site manager. So the next person will be you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, finance?
Board of Commissioners, our finance director, resigned earlier this month. And we're in the end of the year with September 30th, and we have this director in, and he's doing the end of the year, his end of the year accounting. So all of that's in process, and we don't have it yet. And so what we're going to have to do we're going to forego the finances for this meeting, and we'll get that to you as soon as Mr. Rector finishes it, and he'll be finished within a week or so. But what we want to do is, this time, it'll be a comparison between last year and this year.
Don't lie.
Okay, so you'll have that. You'll have the finances for the end of the year for last year and this year.
All
And
right.
so he should be finished within a week.
Okay.
So those are the yearly, but our monthly finance report, we won't have one this month, you're saying?
Right.
Okay. Okay, so we'll table the financial report.
Yes, sir.
Your executive director's report.
Okay, we're gonna do this a little different. Today, board members, as you know, you see, we have, our new system in here of, the mic here, and we have a new, video monitor right here. And I'm gonna ask, Mr. Edwards, I know you can hear me, go ahead and, move the camera. And you see it turning now towards our screen. So I'm going to try to do my executive report like in PowerPoints from now on. Sometime I won't, but most of the time it'll be a PowerPoint. And what I want to do today is we have a number of properties that the Housing Authority owns. And they're just kind of sitting there, they're just sitting there. And what we want to do is to begin to make plans as a board on getting these properties developed, putting units on them, making them ready for residents to be housed. And what I'm going to do this month, I'm going to identify 2 of those properties. Next month, January, because we don't meet next month, we'll talk about another 2, and we'll just kind of go on like that until you know about all the properties and the opportunities that we have, because that's what we have is a lot of opportunities. Housing Authority of Florence, property development locations in the city of Florence. As I said, we're going to look at 2 of them. The first one is on Fairfield Circle property. That property is approximately 15 acres of land, was previously a mobile home park. It has existing water and sewer lines, has existing electrical lines underground. I'll let you know what that means. That's really where the county and the city want to go. So if there's a hurricane or a storm, you don't have to worry about a telegram pole wires getting pushed down because everything is underground. And it has existing roads already. Okay, and the land where the mobile homes are, the land that we will be building on, is elevated above the road, so it's perfect from a structural standpoint. This is the lot here, and I have a little, I don't know if you can see my little red corner right there, right? That's an aerial view of 15-acre property. This is the blue line I'm trying to keep my hand steady, but that's the property line that goes up there and it comes all the way down here. And I don't know if you look real close, you can see the blue line. That's Fairfield Circle there. You have covered by trees some. And these are the roads in there. Houses, or whatever you all decide you want there, can go all along here, all around. It can go all in here. Now, the dark green trees you see there are all small trees, probably about the size of this here. Saplings, right. So they can be, moving them wouldn't be a problem. The gray looking thing, those are the big trees. And when you see stuff like that, that's right there. Those are the big trees, and I would recommend that we don't take them down, because we have, I said we have existing water lines already here that we probably could take advantage of if when we clear the lot, we don't destroy it. Okay. Okay, so, it's my estimate that we could, depend on the size of the lots, we're looking at between 75 and 100 houses. Right. This property is in the county. I got it right here. Okay, the property is in the county. The zoning is RU1, which allows for duplexes and single-family houses. But we do have the opportunity to rezone if we want to do something else. I'm very familiar with this property because it is, as you all know, I'm on county council. It is in my district. And so I know all the neighbors that live around this property. We formed a community association. So I think, I'm sure the zoning that we have now, anything single family, they would be supportive of.
What school district is that property in?
West Florence.
I know it's Florence County.
That's what, yeah, I think that is West Florence.
West Florence?
West
Oh,
Florence.
she just
Where's
asked
Westfield
West
Circle?
Florence. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the high school.
That's the high
All right.
Off of what?
And so,
Sneed.
Cashman.
Need and then
Cashman.
Yeah. I want to be
Right behind Thunderbird.
Thunderbird here and,
Washington.
No, that would be more.
Yeah.
on the side of
Washington.
right down the
It's
street.
Fifth.
It's on this side of town.
Well, Mr. Lester and I used to
It'll
live
be
Yeah.
Sneed.
right behind Mr. Lester
Elementary is
Square,
what I'm
down there.
Yeah,
That
that road
old,
is-
You know we're gonna have.
Behind Cracker Barrel.
got it.
Right. So I'm bringing this up basically because I want y'all to be thinking about this kind of stuff. 'Cause this is the kind of stuff, to me, we really need to be focusing on. We got a lot of opportunities in this with this housing authority. We already own the property. It already has water. It already has sewer. It already has electrical. It already has roads.
Right.
We're gonna be able. I already can tell you now. We're already gonna be able to get some funding to at least. I know already to at least put in new roads. We have been talking with the state representative about some additional funding. This is outside of HUD.
Okay.
I have already talked to and met the previous owner of this property, who would be an unpaid advisor to identify where all the lines are and stuff when we start clearing it off, what have you. But I've already talked to the person who owned the lot, the mobile home park. And so he's gonna volunteer to help us, get this going as well. And so, just for future discussion, I just want y'all to know about this. This is one of them. Okay. So let me go to the next one. Okay, you all have heard about the former headquarters for the Housing Authority of Florence. The property is approximately 7 acres of land. It's the former headquarters of the Housing Authority of Florence. PD transitional shelter location is on it. Housing Authority, housing units is on there. And I was supposed to find out what's the name of those, Jennifer? You tell me the name. Huh?
Pine Street, I think you go up Pine Street, I'm not sure.
On Pine Street.
Pine Street, yeah.
You have Pine, Clyde, Lakota, you have,
That's probably it. Okay, but I'll show you
Talking
in a minute.
about the ones on Pine Street and Jarrett.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, what are those called?
the
that
one in
transition?
Pine Street and Jarrett
Yeah.
is actually gonna be your Clyde 2.
Clyde too, right. They have existing water and sewer, and we have the maintenance shed. Now, this is the location here. Let me get my pointer going again. Okay, this